Hello, dear viewers. Welcome to the making of the random walk project, where we looked at how we can implement the random walk algorithm using the new accumulate fields node in Geometry Nodes. So if you want to check the Geometry Nodes tree, make sure to click on the link in the description during this demo or the one in the description of the video. Today, in this part, we are going to look at the materials and the scene setup and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start by giving a big thanks to all of you that are supporting this channel, either by purchasing the project files from Gumroad or by subscribing, liking the videos, commenting. All of these things are helping this channel grow. So thank you very much for your support. Now back to this video. For the world shader, I use an HDRI image I use for most of my projects. And the HDRI image is the one that you see here. Was downloaded from Polyheaven. Again, you have the link in the description if you want to take this exact HDRI from them. And in order to suit my purposes, I kind of rotated it, and this is what gives this nice gradient here in the camera view. If I play with this value, you can see you can change that. And in order to have a nice background, yeah, I decrease the strength, and that's about it for the world shader. For the settings, I use the bloom with the default settings and screen space reflection, and that's about it. And for the background, I use this icosphere. I subdivided it like 3 times, and then I deleted the top half, and that gave me this ball for my setup. The shader is just the default principal BSDF with nothing done to it, so all the shading comes from the HDRI. For the dots, the cool part is that I made some blinking animation using an attribute transfer from Geometry Nodes, and the color is also controlled by an attribute coming from Geometry Nodes. To see exactly how that was done, you can check the Geometry Nodes video. I'm going to show you how I used it here. First, a big full screen so you can see the shader. As you can see, we have an animation part. This is for the blinking, and another one that controls the color. For the color, I use this factor that it's actually outputting a hue between 0.5 and 0.9, and that's what gives us this result here. If I quickly switch this to the Geometry Nodes shader and play with the values there, this is what controls the hue. Like I said, you can just play with this value and get whatever shades you want. And when the strength is passed through the emission node controls the strength also to make this glow. And the strength also of the emission is controlled by this entire setup that it's using, like I said, another random value controlling the pulsing of the lights. So for that, I use the frame, hashtag frame, and I divide it by the value coming from the Geometry Nodes to control the speed, and then multiplied it by 10 to have a visible result. And everything was passed through a ping pong node that made sure that we have a cycle that goes up and back, up and back, from 0 to the 24 value that you see here. And then in order to get rid of some of the values, I pass it through the clamp node. So I had basically a minimum of 5 all the way to 24 and then back. So this is how the pulsing was done for this shader. Anything else? The camera, it's the default camera, but with the focal length changed, and that's kind of it. So hope you find this information useful, and help you very much for thank you very much for helping this channel by doing all the cool stuff that you do, like subscribing, commenting, liking the videos. Until the next video, have a nice day and happy blending.